Kewujudan Persatuan Pelukis dan Seni di Kuching, Sarawak di pertengahan 1940-an banyak memberi peluang kepada pengkarya seni tempatan untuk menghasilkan interpretasi mereka terhadap bumi Sarawak yang kaya dengan fauna dan flora serta kebudayaan yang unik. Dahulu, bidang seni lukis kurang mendapat perhatian ramai kerana kalau dibandingkan dengan aktiviti kraftangan misalnya, ia tidak menjaminkan sumber pendapatan pada masa itu. Tetapi sekarang, kita boleh melihat kemunculan ramai bakat-bakat baru dalam bidang seni visual. Hasil karya mereka juga lebih kreatif, menggunakan medium dan platform yang baru. Salam sejahtera. Saya Eusoff, pengacara anda dalam Dunia Insan Kreatif, sebuah rancangan temubual mingguan mengenai industri kreatif yang disiarkan secara eksklusif hanya di TVS. Minggu ini saya akan bawa anda ke dalam dunia seni visual Sarawak yang semakin mendapat perhatian di dalam dan di luar Malaysia. Kita akan bersama-sama dua orang pejuang seni bumi Kenyalang yang gigih menghasilkan karya mereka demi kelangsungan seni dalam medium yang moden. Kita sekarang berada di Cafe Pastryville yang terletak di Oasis Bandar Utama, Petaling Jaya. Dan bersama kami minggu ini adalah sepasang suami isteri yang berasal dari Sarawak juga. Ya. Dan mereka gigih memperjuangkan budaya dan seni Sarawak khususnya kepada generasi muda. Dan karya mereka sudah pun mendapat tempat dan minat di dalam dan di luar negara. Hasil seni mereka telah pun mendapat tempahan dari Jepun dan juga Australia. Born and raised in Kuching, si suami merupakan antara pioneer figures dalam local skateboarding scene dan si isterinya pula merupakan separuh Melanau dan separuh Eropah. Ya, siapakah mereka? Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you Suyin Evan Cook and Joseph Romain Dores.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Now, for the benefit of the audience, do you mind just sharing a bit about yourselves?
Yeah, okay. Like I said, I'm from Kuching, but been living here for 20 years. So my career started in a corporate world. I was a banker back then, working there for 10 years as a banker. And then while working there, I kept on thinking about my own talent, or what I should do things that I love, like skateboarding and art. And then that's when she pushed me, hey, I think you should start something that you love. So that's how it all started. I just drew something, and then she managed all my social media.
Right.
And then she just posted it, and we started to get good reviews, and people started to ask more about it. And that's how it all started with JR Doodles.
Nice. And Suyin, yourself?
Yeah, so I was corporate as well. I was doing coaching, which was still kind of more creative than working in a bank. But coming from a fine art background and then going into something where I'm not really making anything or doing anything.
So you actually have a fine arts background,
Yeah,
right?
I do,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I went into graphic design, which is quite a lot more structured.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we met, I realized that he could draw. I was like, wow, I don't like drawing. Yeah, I don't like drawing. So I was like, okay, can you draw this and draw this and draw this? And I would paint it.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. And for the benefit of the audience, Joseph is also a Bidayu like myself. He's from Singai, Oningai. Okay, how did you get into it? Can you go deeper into how you started drawing, and then and how did this union start?
I always have a passion in drawing ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So my first commission work, I would say, when I was 13 years old, when my mom said, hey, our neighbor want you to draw her husband portrait lah. Oh, yeah, okay lah. So I draw, and then I got 20 ringgit out of it. So that actually showed me that, you can actually make a living out of this. It was her idea to actually get it out there,
Yeah.
So when it was first published in social media, I got the attention from the Free Malaysia Today. They wanted me to draw something to do with Christmas, and I thought, okay, why not do a Santa Dayak, you know?
And to localize the Christmas.
Yes.
Santa
yes.
Dayak.
Yeah,
Okay,
something
we'll get back to that in a bit. But how did you guys create this team together? So you do the drawing,
Yeah,
you
I
do
do
the
the
painting.
drawing.
I find that very, very interesting.
And so we've kind of known each other for a long time. When we started dating, he was always drawing,
Sketching
always
and drawings,
sketching,
yeah.
and it was something that I had really kind of shelved when I became a graphic designer. And then I had my own business and I was running that, and always he would come back from work at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So stressful after work, I just start
just
my
draw.
doodle and draw.
And then with social media at that time, it was just kind of starting with Insta stories and Instagram. He would take videos, and people would be really interested in the kind of style that he was doing, because it wasn't completely Daya, and it was a little bit more modern.
Fun way.
Yeah, and then
It's like modern Dayak.
yeah.
right.
And it was more free than the more traditional patterns and tattoos and stuff.
Okay, I find another thing very interesting about you. Your skateboarding, and so do you still do it? I understand
yeah.
you coach kids now.
I'm
right?
a certified coach for skateboarding here.
Right.
So basically I'm doing it full time now, coaching weekdays and also weekends. It all started by just doing it during the weekends when
Right.
I was still with the bank, and then like I said, it was always our plan. This year we want to start pursuing skateboarding and also art.
And the beautiful thing about that,
Yeah.
that the marriage between the skateboarding and the art is what you can see right here,
Yes.
right? Skateboards that are, decorated with a lot of Dayak motifs, and which I find very interesting. And all the art pieces that you see here is only possible because of your union. So you do the drawings and you do the
Yes.
paintings, right? And you know how some art snobs would say, doodling is not real art, right? Because it's aimless and it doesn't speak to you and whatnot.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
I think everyone has their own opinion. I do respect that, but to me, it is a form of art to me because it's the other tool for me to express myself.
Yeah.
And whenever my mind is cluttered with so much things, when I doodle, it just brings it to the space that I want to be. And it just calms me. And then from there, I can start doing other things and focus on things. That's how it affects me.
Now, I'm sure when you just started, there were a lot of hard decisions to make.
Yes.
What were the obstacles?
Before we actually planned that we want to do this full time,
Yeah.
I was in one of the redundant lists from the company, from the bank.
Right.
So actually, I got redundant, and that's when we realized, maybe this is a calling for us to start, because we never knew when to start.
I think we
Right.
kept putting it off.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
kept on doing. Okay, we
my
do it,
daughter
we
was
do it.
born. Yeah, I mean, that year we were meant to start the catering company, and then I was pregnant.
Right.
And then obviously babies are
A
not
mess.
the cheapest.
I'm sure.
They're not the tidiest.
yeah.
So, we kept putting it off. Finances, time, sleep, more sleep.
Yeah, so we didn't know when to actually kick off with all this skateboarding and art until that happened.
Yeah, so I lost my job first. I just went back into freelancing.
Right. And then you got laid off after.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was about 6 months in between. And I found some other people to start doing social media, digital marketing with.
And why did you choose Sarawakian motives and Sarawakian culture, Dayak culture rather?
I think as a Dayak,
Yeah.
I think it's important for me to channel out the culture, to educate people, our culture, our arts. So I use my doodle as one of the tools.
And
Yeah.
since we're such a minority, it's never enough. We always need to like remind
Yes.
the outside world that
Yes.
we're around, right?
Yeah.
We matter as well.
And I
Yes.
think for us, because we don't live back home anymore,
Yeah, especially here.
it makes us feel closer to home in a way.
Let's go back to the Santa Dayak. How did that come about?
We thought of like, oh, why Santa have to be a normal Santa, like fat and wearing the Santa clothes? Why
And
not?
whitewashed.
Yeah.
White. Why can't we make it
We want our
like,
own Santa.
Malaysian Dayak or Malaysian Santa or Dayak Santa? So that's how we started to come up with that. I just sketched a skinny Santa with tattoo, typical Dayak, who barbecue, like the one that you can see behind there. Like
Yes.
all the
It's like Santa Dayak in
Yeah.
Rumah Asap.
like the element of celebration. You have your barbecue, you have your stuff, your beer.
That barbecue element is
yes.
very, very important. Okay, now before we wrap this up, any current projects or activities?
We were planning to do like a storybook
Yeah.
for kids. Like we actually already started with Ronai's storybook.
Yes, I saw one of your Instagram posts. On that.
Yeah. When, I started to doodle my daughter skating, and then I want to put it as a storybook for them to read during bedtime stories. So
Right.
we want to cater that to other parents as well. So
Right.
There aren't really very many Dayak stories, or if they are from Melanau, Iban, Badayu, they're not really directed for children. And you know, the stories that I was told from my grandmother, that they're scary stories.
Yes, there's a lot of scary stories from Sarawak, isn't there? Like it's all very nightmarish.
Yeah, exactly. So we want to try and maybe direct those to a younger audience.
What's your hope for the local art scene, especially for Sarawak?
I see that the local art scene are improving a lot in Sarawak with the support from the ministries, and I hope it will continue and get more better, and then will be recognized worldwide. That's my hope.
Right. And yourself, Suyin?
Yeah, I mean, it's just great seeing, you know, more people, more of our peers expressing themselves through music, through art, through fashion. And it just feels like a community of people that started spreading the word about the things that they're able to do.
Especially last year and this year, right?
Yeah.
People are, you know, they have hidden talent.
Yeah.
So they have the time staying at home, and they start to, you know, express themselves. And then they just got to know, oh, I actually have a talent, you know?
And to me, the biggest takeaway from all of this is that we're once again putting our indigenous art to the fore. You know, I think there's never enough of that, because there's, you know, so few of us.
Yeah.
We're such a minority that we always need to put up our creative work out there. You know, because I think we have a lot to share.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have, you know, our culture, our art is very rich. So sayang bah mun si share dengan orang
Yes,
nak.
correct.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you,
so
Suyin.
much for having
Thank
us.
you,
so
thank
much.
you, Joseph. Kita jumpa lagi selepas ni. Kita bersama seorang lagi anak muda Sarawak yang giat mempromosikan pakaian tradisi Sarawak menggunakan medium baru dan moden seperti postcards, tote bags dan casing handphone dan sebagainya. Menarik bukan? Beliau membesar di Kuching sebelum berhijrah ke Kuala Lumpur, dan kini beliau melakukan seni beliau secara full time ataupun bekerja sepenuh masa dengan seni beliau. Ladies and gentlemen, tak lain dan tak bukan Nur Sarah Muhammad Reza. How are you, Sarah?
Fine, I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
Okay, I'm very good. During this COVID, of course, the best I can be, you know, working from home and all that. I believe you're keeping well yourself.
Yeah, same, just about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staying home, staying safe with your family.
Yes, I am, and creating more works.
It's a blessing in
Yeah.
disguise, isn't it? You can do a lot more of your art right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
that's good.
particular pause has allowed me to actually create more at home. So yeah, it's all good actually. It's not
Nice.
too bad. Yeah.
Hashtag bersyukur.
Yes.
Okay, for the benefit of our audience, would you tell us a little bit more about yourself? How did you start drawing, and how did you start with your art?
Well, okay, hi, I'm Sarah. And I can't really remember since when I started drawing, but according to my mom, she thinks that I started drawing when I was 4.
Okay.
Yeah, at the age of 4. And I do remember that I've always wanted to be an architect, just like my father, ever since I was young, around that age as well. So I've always watched him. I still remember like looking at him, like drawing at buildings and all that, and I was always fascinated by that. So yeah,
I
so
can
I would say
imagine.
that my love for art and all that, it started from him.
Wow,
Yeah.
I can imagine. I can
Yeah.
imagine. So you must have been given a lot of paper at your disposal, a lot of
Yes.
a lot of pens and pencils and whatnot, right?
Yep, color pencils, crayons, everything.
I'm sure it was mostly to get you out of the way.
Yeah, I would think so.
It's like,
Now when I think about it, sometimes.
give her these devices so that she'll leave us alone. Okay, so how did you start getting this interest in drawing, with your illustrations of traditional costumes and such? How did this interest come about?
This interest came about, I would think, sometime in 2011. I actually went to a Borneo Hornbill Festival, and they had the Kumangan Keling Iban contest. And so I was actually fascinated by one of the contestants' attire, traditional attire. She actually donned the ngepan iban of the Saribas tribe. So Saribas Zaratok. And I think it was her name, Vicky Leonora. Yeah. So when I saw that particular ngepan, and I just fell in love with it, and my fascination grew from there. And then and then after that, about in 2011 only, 2019, when I had the opportunity to actually open an art booth, and then I decided to just draw this particular image that has been stuck in my head ever since I first laid eyes on it. So it started from there actually. So
Oh.
my fascination towards Singapan Iban. Yeah.
Oh wow! So your fascination actually was spurred by a pageant.
Yes, it was.
Wow. Okay. That's very
Yeah.
interesting. And then, could you tell us a little bit more about your art booth that you opened back in 2019?
It wasn't a permanent art booth yet.
Yeah.
I was given an opportunity to open for a 3-day art booth at Amcott Mall. It was for Collector's Peak for Merdeka, in conjunction to Merdeka. So it was a 3-day event, and I just decided to maybe give it a try. And then I actually, within a week, I created my first series of girls, and these are series of girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They were a lot more simplified back then. So it started with this. I had about 8 girls.
That's the Orang Ulu outfit, isn't it?
Yes. This one is Lanao one.
Melanau. Okay. Oh wow. Nice. Now I can't help but notice how very detailed your illustrations are on the particular, the different traditional outfits. Which brings me to a couple of questions. How do you learn about the details and the different, the costumes from the different cultures, and and then you must have had to learn about each costume, about each culture.
Yes, I did. I had to do a lot of research, actually, extensive research. And because like there were not much information online, so I had to actually even ask around people of that particular ethnic group. You know, my friends who were Ibans and Bidayus, I had to ask them and learn more about their culture. Because and when then after that, when I learned about like the different tribes and under these ethnic groups, then I looked into detail for on the website, on the internet, and there were a couple of pictures and all that. Then I had to like verify them again.
Right.
So it's like a lot of, in order to just create one particular artwork, it takes a lot of time in the research part.
Right.
Because you want, like personally, I would feel like I would want to do it justice,
Right.
as much as I can. So as close as possible to what it is in real life. Yeah.
Wow. So in order to get it right, you didn't just go, you didn't just go online and Googled it. You had to actually go one-on-one with people and ask them verbally. And you started off with friends, with people of course, right? And then
Yes.
from there you would get leads, and so you had to get this done in order to arrive at your art pieces. Depicting all the different cultures' costumes, right? That's very good. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sarah, for spending the time with us today. I hope to see more of your work in future, and the surprise for everyone to come.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. You take care, Sarah.
And thank you, Tony.
All right.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Itu dia Sarah Reza ataupun Nur Sarah Muhammad Reza, seorang pelukis pakaian tradisi Sarawak yang dipamerkan melalui produk seperti casing handphone, tote bags, postcard dan sebagainya. Terima kasih Sarah kerana sudi meluangkan masa dengan kami hari ini. Kita jumpa lagi. Tidak dapat dinafikan, sememangnya wajar lebih banyak perlu dilakukan demi mengangkat industri seni visual tanah air. Akan tetapi, kesedaran dan usaha ini perlu datang daripada semua pihak, sama ada penggiat seni, peminat, pengusaha maupun kerajaan. Bagaimanapun, seperti pepatah, bertepuk sebelah tangan takkan berbunyi, maka semua penggiat seni haruslah bekerjasama untuk menghulur bantuan emosi, mental dan fizikal ke arah ini. Kita sudah sampai ke penghujung rancangan ini. Terima kasih kerana setia bersama kami setiap minggu. Ribuan terima kasih kepada tetamu kami kerana sudi meluangkan masa. Setinggi penghargaan kepada Cafe Pastryville, Oasis Bandar Utama Petaling Jaya dan Creative Space World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur kerana menaja lokasi kami minggu ini. Saya Tony Eusoff. Kita jumpa lagi minggu depan di dalam Dunia Insan Kreatif.